Hello there. Today I want to show you guys a really simple lightsaber. It's so simple, in fact, there's no soundboard, it's purely a stunt saber. All it has is an LED, the battery, and a switch at the pommel. And I'm going to kind of break that down for you guys. And this is the Shiva from the Pach store. Now unfortunately they don't sell these anymore. I'm not sure when they went out of stock, but they really haven't restocked them, and I reached out to them and it sounds like they don't have any immediate plans to restock them, but they came in three varieties. You had a solid black hilt like this one with the red LED, and then they had two silver hilts, one with a blue LED, one with a green LED. And that's it, no color changing, no sound, but it's got a lot of really cool features that make this, in my opinion, one of the best dueling sabers out there. If you just really want to, take a glow stick and beat the Sith out of each other, this is gonna be the best one. At least design-wise, I think so. And it's an intensely bright LED. As you can see, in just a few moments, I'm gonna actually compare this with my NeoPixel, which I honestly think it's as bright as my NeoPixel, which is impressive considering it's a single LED. So let's actually break this down. So those of you who have been following my channel, which by the way I did reach 300 subscribers recently, so thank you guys. But if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I'm incapable of not modifying my lightsaber. So just a quick caveat before we really get into the internals, but the outside of this has been modified by me. Like I said, when the Pach store used to sell this particular hit was solid black. I took chrome tape to go inside these just to give it a little bit of accent. I also wrapped this in electric tape to give it a little bit more grip, and I've also added these thumb screws here. But if they ever restock these, this particular one with the red LED is going to be solid black, and the other two are solid silver. But you've got the pommel that unscrews here, and what I really like about this pommel, and one thing that you'll notice if I rotate this, there's no switch there, and that's because the switch is actually in the bottom here. And it just kind of switches to the battery there, which the battery just pops right out. And that's another one of the things I really love about this is that if I have a spare battery charged up, which I usually do, I can just pop that out with a new fully charged battery. And then it's encased with a bit of polycarbonate, and then there's a little bit more polycarbonate. I think this is really glued in there, so that one's not coming out, but those fit in there perfectly. They do not wobble, and you may have noticed this actually came out at the top. So I had loosened these retention screws, which are actually what hold this in place, and now this is just a hollow tube. So it's just an aluminum tube, and the entire electronics is right here. So you've got your switch, your battery. I believe this is maybe PVC, but all of the electronics are in this. There's no rattle, there's no wires. You can really beat this, and it's going to be in good shape. Now, I can't tell if this is either tri-Cree or quad-Cree. I definitely think that there's more than one LED in here, because when I shine it on the wall, I kind of can see some overlap potentially, but it's just got one focusing right there, so I can't really tell. And I can't really tell on the website, but I'm definitely sure that there's multiple red diodes in there, and that's what's contributing to it being just so ridiculously bright. But this just goes right on in there, and what's nice is that because this polycarbonate here is glued in there, it just fits perfectly. And then let me go ahead and get that screwed back in. And I forgot to mention this, so the battery on this is an 18650 lithium-ion battery. So since the entire power pull from this is going purely to that LED, this thing lasts a really long time. So not only does it last a really long time for if you're going to be out and dueling, but you carry a spare charge one of these and swap it out when you're good to go. That's just fantastic. This is probably, in my entire collection, this is the longest lasting lightsaber. So that's pretty awesome. So we'll click to turn that on, and The other thing is that this is actually a really good blade depth. So the blade goes down to about, I believe, right there. So that's a good 2+ inches. And there are 6 retention screw holes. Most sabers will have 1, 2, maybe 3. And what I like about this is that, you know, there's 3 here, so that's why I've got my thumb screws, and then there's another set of 3 here. So if you really, really wanted to duel with this, you put just the regular little retention screws like this, rather than these thumb screws, and you've got a really slick, easy to spin dual blade. Again, I like these thumb screws because I like to swap out bits, particularly with my clear acrylic Shiva, which I have on this other blade here, and I've just used O-rings. And I did a video on this Shiva, I believe last week, but you know, I can just swap that out like so. We've got a nice, bright saber. Let me show you the comparison with my NeoPixel. Pach Shiva. Again, this is baselit, single LED, and my NeoPixel. So there are LEDs all up displayed. I mean, both of these together are so bright it's washing out my face. Now, quick caveat, the blade that I have in the Shiva is a full 1 inch outer diameter, whereas my NeoPixel is only 7/8 inch. So I like the thinner blades for NeoPixel because they're lighter. I don't think that has anything to do with the brightness though, because there should be the same number of LEDs in this blade as a 1 inch. The difference is just they kind of pack it in tighter and have a smaller outer diameter. That's it. But I mean, I can't complain with that. Look at how, I mean, the light gets so washed out. Even if I turn the light on, do that real quick. Cannot complain about that brightness. The really cool thing about this, and I really wish that the Pach store still sold these, but you can buy them, or you used to be able to buy them without the battery or without the blade. And without either, you're actually looking at about $40 for all the electronics. You add the battery, it adds another 10, I think. So you're looking at $50. If you already have blades in your collection, $50 for a lightsaber, that's as bright as a NeoPixel that you can then duel with. Because even though I know some people duel with the NeoPixels, the blades is more expensive. Like this entire setup, this entire lightsaber is cheaper than just this blade. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive, I have to say. So, I can't say enough about this. I actually got this off of a guy from Facebook. I can't thank him enough. So, I've been looking for this as soon as I saw, a lot of videos and stuff with the Pach store Shiva. I was like, man, I really want one. And they're sold out. And I reached out to the Pach store. They said they didn't have any plans to restock. So, but I'm going to keep my eye out because now I really want a blue one and to put a photon blade in there. I think that's going to be even brighter. So,